Crypto.com. Let's dig deep.
A Hollywood actor told the country fortune favors the brave. Within 12 months, the market was down 70%. The community called it the curse. Before the ad aired, the exchange had accidentally sent $10.5 million to a woman who was supposed to receive $100. She bought a house. It took 7 months to notice. After the ad, the exchange was hacked for $34 million. The chief executive had previously run a company that collapsed with unpaid debts and shareholder lawsuits. He renamed a basketball arena for $700 million, signed over $1 billion in sponsorships, then sued the securities regulator before they could sue him. The regulator dropped the case. The exchange turned a profit for the first time. Whether fortune favored the users depends on which story you read first. The chief executive's previous company was a group buying platform in Southeast Asia that attempted to list on the Australian Stock Exchange, failed, and collapsed, leaving merchants and customers without compensation. The governance concerns from that failure are part of his documented history. He then co-founded a crypto company in 2016 with 3 partners and a specific problem to solve. People who owned crypto could not spend it like cash. The vision was a card that automatically converts crypto to local currency at the point of sale. The company raised $26 million through an initial coin offering, then acquired a 7-letter dictionary domain for an estimated $5 to $12 million. One of the most valuable brand investments in the history of the industry. The original token holders were forced to swap into a new token at a fixed ratio with no option to decline. Some early supporters felt the conversion diluted their stake. Partial compensation was offered through additional tokens and burns. The forced nature of the swap remains a criticism in community discussions. Then came the marketing. Crypto.com renamed a basketball arena for $700 million over 20 years. Signed a 10-year deal with the biggest mixed martial arts organization for $175 million. A 5-year agreement with the most prestigious motorsport series for $100 million. A sponsorship at the biggest football tournament on earth, and the actor's advertisement that aired on the night Bitcoin was approaching its all-time high. The ambition was to build the lifestyle brand of crypto, a card, an exchange, an earn product, a rewards system, all integrated into one platform. Users would lock the native token for 12 months to unlock progressively better card tiers with higher cashback, travel perks, and streaming subscriptions. The more you locked, the more you earned. The more the token's price rose, the more valuable the locked position became. The ambition was real, but the infrastructure behind it was about to be tested. In January 2022, hackers bypassed the 2-factor authentication on 483 accounts and stole $34 million. The stolen funds were routed through a privacy protocol to hide the trail. Crypto.com's initial statements emphasized that no customer funds were lost from the exchange's cold storage. That was technically accurate but practically misleading because 483 customers had lost funds from their accounts. The exchange reimbursed everyone from an insurance fund. The hack was survivable. The initial language was not forgotten. 6 months before the hack, a routine refund of $100 was processed as $10.5 million. The recipient in Melbourne transferred over $1 million to a relative who bought a luxury home. It took 7 months for anyone at the exchange to notice the error during a routine audit. The money was recovered through Australian court proceedings. A platform that processes billions accidentally sent $10.5 million to a stranger and did not notice for over half a year. In the same month as the hack, the exchange cut card rewards, streaming subscription reimbursements removed, cashback reduced. Users who had locked the native token for 6 to 12 months under the previous terms found that the benefits they locked for no longer existed. A user sent $29,000 in Bitcoin to a correct address and it never arrived. Unanswered. Another user completed a biometric verification reset and found $10,000 missing from the account afterwards. Unresolved. Another lost roughly 10% of a trade in undisclosed fees during a promotional task where the fine print excluded the assets they traded. The lifestyle brand spent over $1 billion telling the world to be brave, but the regulatory fight that would define the platform was still ahead. In August 2024, the securities regulator sent the formal notice that it intended to recommend an enforcement action, the same theory used to sue the larger competitor and fine the other one $30 million. Crypto.com did not wait. In October, it sued the regulator before the regulator could file against it, the most aggressive posture of any exchange in the series. The competitor that was sued first had been fighting for over a year. The competitor that was fined had settled immediately. Crypto.com went on the offensive. In December 2024, following meetings with officials from the incoming administration, the regulator dropped the case. In March 2025, it was formally closed with no action. The native token was not classified as an unregistered security. The exchange achieved in roughly 7 months what the larger competitor has been fighting for over 3 years. Whether the outcome was about the strength of the legal argument or the timing of the political calendar depends on who you ask. What is documented is that the result was the most favorable regulatory resolution in the series. In 2024, the exchange turned a profit for the first time, roughly 300 million after years of operational losses driven by the marketing commitments. The loyalty system creates a self-reinforcing cycle. Users lock the native token for card benefits and fee reductions. Locking reduces the available supply. Reduced supply supports the price. Higher prices increase the value required to reach each card tier. That drives new demand to buy the token. The model creates loyalty through financial commitment rather than through product quality alone. The question is whether the commitment is worth what you are locking yourself into. Crypto.com is the lifestyle platform in this series, a card that spends crypto like cash, earn rates that exceed the larger competitor on stable assets. An integrated system where the card, the exchange, the rewards, and the earn products all connect through one token. The cleanest current regulatory standing of any exchange in this series, after the securities regulator formally closed its investigation with no action. First profitable year after billions in marketing commitments. 150 million users globally. But the card reward cuts from 2022 are the consumer complaint that matters most. Users who locked the native token for promised benefits had those benefits reduced while they were still locked in. 29,000 in Bitcoin sent to a correct address and never credited. 10,000 missing after a biometric reset. 100 sent as 10.5 million and nobody noticed for 7 months. A chief executive whose previous company collapsed with unpaid debts. 700 million for a stadium name while transfer complaints went unanswered. Not available in New York. For someone who wants to spend crypto through a card, earn yield on stable assets, and use a single integrated platform, this is the most complete option in the series. For someone who assumes the lifestyle brand is also the most carefully operated, the hack, the accident, the card cuts, and the complaint patterns tell a different story. The terms changed before. Read the current ones before you lock anything. The curse was a meme. The card cuts were real. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.